Windsor Lock tragedy. What happens when supervisor stop walking the floor? Touch us all. I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard what happened in Windsor Lock, Connecticut, my heart dropped. Not because it's rare, but because I know exactly how it happened. Margaret Healy, 93 years old, wandered out of Bickford Health Care Center in February. She was outside for roughly 3 hours before she was found. The night shift supervisor allegedly waited over an hour to call 911. After she was found, he is now criminally charged. Condolences goes out to the family of Miss Healy. So why am I telling you this? Walking the floors isn't a suggestion, it's the job. Patient safety, it's the supervisor, the tech, administrator, everyone in that building is responsible for the care of the patient. You cannot become complacent. And that's what happened to night shift. Complacency creeps in on night shift, specifically because it's so quiet. I can't even say because you're short staff, because there's no excuse because you are short staff that you should overlook the safety of the patient. If this is hitting home for you, if you've worked a floor like this, drop a comment. I want to know, drop a comment. I want to hear how your facility handled rounds, because I know it's not the same everywhere. Safety, because as a supervisor, you are responsible for the whole floor, the staff and everything. Even the kitchen staff, you are responsible to make sure it happened. Everything runs smoothly. And sometimes when it's so quiet, you tend to tell yourself, I just checked 20 minutes ago. I'm not going back in there, in your mind. So I'm going to tell you what's a real rounds look like. And some staff, supervisor, nurse, they go straight to the person and they get report. I like to go around room to room, upstairs, downstairs. If it's 3 floor, I'm going all over the building. That means I come in a little early. Noticed that something was going on. I was able to get the other supervisor and help her out in the process. After you get report, maybe me, the supervisor, and the RN and the LPN may do a walking rounds on the unit. That means we're checking the alarm, we checking the door, we're doing a bed check, checking the elopement risk, make sure the forms are filled out consistently If it's a patient that's on one-to-one, check those forms. You kept checking and checking. You should be able to ask, or you should ask the staff, if you're not aware of the unit, where is the fire alarm? Know where each exits are. And check the door, check it, check the bathroom, everything. You just make round. Check the kitchen, check the front door. I was working in when I first got here to Georgia at a nursing home, and that's the story they told me. It didn't happen on my shift. It happened way before I got there. A patient family was able to walk in the door in the middle of night, like 3 a.m., and unalive his mother. So you make sure the front door, the back door is closed. You count each patient, whatever numbers, if they say is, the supervisor should know is a 128 patients in the building. You go make your rounds. While you making your rounds, you secretly count, because you have to give a census. The nurses have to give you a census. So you should know your own census. So when they come back to you, oh, it's only 10 patients on this unit. Well, what happened to, I have 12 here. What happened to the other 2? So you should keep up with those things. Safety first, nurses. Your license depend on it, and I'm stressing that. Very important that you also check the floors. Sticky floors, wet floors. Some patient may have to get up, and you don't want them to fall. So that's the thing. I'm looking also to see in the patient bathroom if there's dirty laundry left behind, because before the shift leave, the CNA should and responsible for taking those to the soil utility closet. And it's important that you get there a little early to check that, because what's happened is maybe they don't do it, but the coming on CNA should be able to get it to the correct place. And because you may not have maintenance, or you may not have anyone that can clean the floors, you just have to do the best you can, wipe up any spills, and keep it rolling. Keep it safe. When I was listening to the news, they were mostly blaming the supervisor alone, I would think, and I understand why. I'm talking to the CNAs right now. Make the point that you need to see if Mrs. Mary's still in her room, where is, and if she's not, then you come out and you ask someone before your shift end. During your walking rounds, you make sure the other CNA is accountable for where the patient is. Now, for me, I don't always, because I work the floor too in the nursing home, I don't always know the patient name. Usually if I'm new on that unit, I would have somebody walk with me to identify until I get a chance to get to know them. If I'm here every day, then I get to know them. But I still want to know, to be accountable. This is Mr. John. He's in room 6 by the window. I need to know all those things. So as a CNA coming on, you need to know where your patient are. If you've had this patient, you've been there for 6 years, and the patient been there for 6 years, you know them all. So you should be even quicker to know that if you didn't see your patient lying there. Don't just open the door and look. The room may be dark. Turn on the light, or They have night lights. Turn that on. Make sure the patient is in the bed and not out. Documentation is the first line of defense. If you can't find the patient, right away you go to the chain of the command, which is the LPN on the floor, and sometimes it's your RN. If she doesn't respond, then you go above her to her supervisor. That's the chain of command. Something that may cause some nurse to get upset with me. Night shift is not the time for you to be sleeping. It's me to fall asleep. Night shift is not sustainable. Some people have been doing it for years and it's okay for them. I know it's not sustainable for me. I will start on night shift hoping I will get on day shift. Because night shift, your body say, you may think, oh, I'm going to work this, but your body want to sleep. And I'm not. You get so calm. This is just night shift. It's quiet. And when it's quiet, things always ruffle and comes out the other way. If the CNA doesn't know where a patient is, that has to go up the chain of command immediately. Not, I'll check in 10 minutes. Not, she was here a second ago. Immediately. There is no exception to this rule. Her niece said Margaret, last words to her were, I'm going to Florida. I love you. That's who we're talking about. Someone's grandmother, someone's family. That's why this job isn't just a job. So here's my advice. Walk the floor like it's your own grandmother in that bed. Know where your patient is, like your license depends on it. Because honestly, it does. The supervisor job is to make the decision, but the supervisor can make mistakes too. Choose your career wisely. Take this seriously, nurses, and be safe out there. I'll see you next Tuesday.